All right, the reigning CIF Northwest Division champions Nipomo starting off this postseason on the road. The Titans traveling all the way to Arcadia to face off against Rio Hondo Prep. Look at that's like the Haka, I think. That's where the ASU Cronkite Sports Bureau were hanging out for these highlights. We always appreciate the effort. Nipomo's Gavin Hall to Lucas Coesar. And Coesar's got the touchdown. He's celebrating. First offensive play on the following possession for Rio Hondo. And Clark Bollinger going to be picked off by Jimmy Pineo. And that's firing up the Nipomo cheerleaders. Made that long bus ride. Gavin Hall, 1-yard touchdown run. And hey, the visiting Titans up 14-0. Fan base going wild in Arcadia. Hey, it was a rare mistake for Nipomo tonight. Gavin Hall going to get picked off by Domenico Chico of Rio Hondo Prep. Look at that band section. They're going crazy, Center A. Hey, Nipomo forces them to punt. And hey, it's blocked by Clemente Ramasicle. And Terry Womble says, hey, I might as well pick it up. And he's got some big yardage afterwards. And then a 2-yard touchdown run by Antonio Navarro. 21-0 Nipomo. Now Chico trying to get something going. And Rick Gassoin says, no. You're not going anywhere. He's celebrating. Hey, Nipomo's defense forced 5 3-and-outs in the first half. Just 1 first down total for Rio Hondo Prep. Antonio Navarro breaking through with a 30-yard run. And Juan Egelus got the field goal. Nipomo's got the big win. Final score 51-6. So it's a happy trip home for Nipomo. They get to stay home next week for a second-round game. Now, staying in the Northwest Division, Mission Prep hosting the Aquinas Falcons. Falcons have the ball, 3 yards to go, 4th down, and it's Brendan Rankins carrying it in for the touchdown. So Aquinas strikes first, 7-0, less than 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Royals 1-yard touchdown run by Bryce Flutterman. So we're tied up at 7 mid-second quarter. 3rd down and Flutterman to Sal Lacosto breaking tackles. Touchdown. Nice play by Sal. 14-7 Mission Prep. Now the Falcons with the ball, but the defense strong in the first half by the Royals. They break up the pass. Now, late first half, it's Flutterman airing it out, and it's, I believe, Christian Harvey deep in the red zone to snag this one for Mission Prep. And then Braden Corona way back in the end zone, the touchdown. It was 21-7 Mission Prep. Second half, completely different story. And Mission Prep loses this one. Final score, 28-21. A shocker. Mission Prep ends the year 8-3.
That's a close one. The Templeton Eagles also lose on the road in Cerritos as they fall in a wild game, 77-57 to Valley Christian. Well, the Buena Bulldogs had to take the advice of Taylor Swift and shake off last week's heartbreaking loss to rival Ventura on the final play of the game. Now, the Bulldogs had to focus on the Western Division playoffs. Buena at home as they welcome in Lawndale of high school, that is. Now, the Cardinals had to forfeit 3 games this year, so they are much better than their record, and they proved that from the start. In a 9-minute opening drive accumulates to a short rushing touchdown for quarterback Chris Murray. They would block the extra point, so the Cardinals would take a 6-0 lead. Buena can't answer on its first drive. Lawndale holds them to a 3-and-out, a nice tackle right there by Jalen Walker, but as you can see, the Cardinals came right back with Murray. He would knife his way in for the touchdown. Cardinals now up 13-0. Now, Bulldogs hardly any time on the ball, but they stringed a few players together. A couple plays later, quarterback Martin Matias escapes the pressure, finds room, and goes into the air, that is, for a perfect pass to Mason Beeling. That would put Buena back into this game, although the celebration is short-lived because of Bryant Perkison would grab the ensuing kickoff, puts it in the Bulldogs' review. Mira is gone for the touchdown. Personal foul in Lawndale would lead to a touchdown, but all this did was allow Murray to complete the hat trick with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the half. Things just go from bad to worse from Buena. Murray hands the ball off to Zach Cooper, and watch him outrun everyone all the way back to the house. The score at halftime was 26-7, and Lawndale would go on to beat Buena 40-7. Buena ends a successful season at 7-4, and Rio Mesa is eliminated tonight. Very sad for me. That's my alumni. From the playoffs, that is. They are eliminated as they lose in Calabasas 56-17.
No shame in losing to Calabasas, that's for sure. The Channel League champion Ventura Cougars would love to go one step further than they did last season. The Cougs finished CIF runner-up in the Western Division. Tonight, Ventura at home to Mira, Costa. Of course, Cougars won league last week on that untimed down on the final play of the game. And the Cougars started the game like they were shot out of a cannon. Cougar quarterback Tyler Smith, I know, you do.
I do.
A little fashion says, hey, look who's back, Zach Sauerwine.
Oh, that's good.
First down, way to make it back, Zach. And then it's Brock Mortensen, broke outside, and then the inside, and he's inside the 20, and Ron Moran started the scoring by taking the short pass up the sideline, touchdown. But you know, the Mustangs came right back. Quarterback David Arredondo ran this keeper in from 20 to tie the game up at 7. Well, Ventura, though, continued its attack. Mortensen running around the edge, 15, and he's in the end zone at 14-7 Cougars after 1. In the second, Cougars moving the ball. This pass to Christian Schaefer. That's going to move the chains for a first down, but the drive would stall. They would have to settle for a field goal, and it's good. And it was 17-7. The second half, though, kind of a different story. Mustangs, Omar Morrison, opening kickoff of the second half. Omar, got to catch Omar. He's to the outside, cuts it back all the way across the field. That was a great block. He set that block up, too. To the 35-yard line. A few plays later, it's Arenado. This time a nifty run for the touchdown. And after the PAT, it was 17-13. Final score, Ventura falls in this one, 34-24. So no championship run for the Cougars this year. They end their season at 6-5. All right, much talk about the Agora Chargers. Somehow they slipped into the playoffs at 1-9. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody except for the CIF. But anyway, Agora loses to North Torrance 48-14.
Well, in his first year at Oxnard High School, head coach John Mack led the Yellow Jackets to a Pacific View League championship, which meant Oxnard was rewarded with a first-round home playoff game at the Hive. The Yellow Jackets hosting the Oak Park Eagles. Now we'll pick this party up in the second quarter. The give to Oxnard's Raymond Caldera, who would pound his way down the field to bring the Yellow Jackets to the 35. Then a couple of plays later, the give right back to Caldera, and he would dodge a few defenders and fall down into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. Oxnard would lead it 7-0. Then with the $1:24 left in the half, Dalton Pagano not finding an open man, so he would scramble and he just decides, you know what, guys, I'll take this one myself. Nice run by the QB. Now that would lead to this a couple of plays later. Pagano finding his other favorite target, besides Caldera, that is. That would be Blake Kilgore into the end zone for the touchdown. 14-0 Oxnard, and the Yellow Jackets would go on to win this one over Oak Park, 35-14. So Oxnard advances to the quarterfinals with an 8-3 record. Now they will play Redondo Union next Friday. Well, the Pacifica would win on the road at Clover City, 45-20.
Drum roll.
I know, right? That's their first playoff win in school history. They will host Palos Verdes next week in Oxnard, and the Sea Kings knocked off Simi Valley tonight, 45-7.
Congratulations to Pacifica. Well, now to the toughest CIF division in Southern California to win a championship. Well, the Pac-5, one of the best matchups of the night, taking place in Ventura. St. Bonaventure hosted Orange Lutheran. Friday Football Focus reporter Trevor Saffel was there. He joins us live in studio.
Well, Mike, St. Bonaventure Serra have beaten quality schools this year, such as Westlake and Redlands East Valley. But tonight we're up against Orange Lutheran squad that may have played the toughest schedule, which included games against De La Salle, Centennial, Mater Dei. Those three teams are all ranked in the top 5 in California. Let's head out to Ventura College for the first-round playoff showdown. First possession of the game, Orange Lutheran tosses a pitch to the sweeping Brandon McKinney, and track meet. And just like that, the Lancers are on the board with a huge touchdown run. It's 7-0. Big plays were the theme of the night for Orange Lutheran as they just had their way on the ground, getting a bunch of yards. Here we've got Malone Mataeli. He picks up 40 yards. Moments later, it's quarterback L.J. Northington faking the handoff and keeping himself, fights through some Serifs and into the end zone. Lancers start the game with 2 unanswered scores. Bonnie in desperate need of an answer here, and it's Darius Fines who puts the team on his back. He runs it all the way down to the 1-yard line. Serifs have got some life. From 1 yard out, it's Ethan Smith. Yeah, he's somewhere in that pile. He brings it within 7. Don't blink, it's another run from Lutheran. This time it's Dominic Austin picking up big chunks. He sets up Brandon McKinney, who's going to put the shakes on the defender right there, and then finishes the run up the middle to make it 21-7 Lancers. St. Bonaventure wasn't going down without a fight, however. It's Vines scrambling out to his right, buying some time, and he's going to throw it deep, and it's Moy Pedroza wide open in the end zone. Serif's keeping it close. Lancers would answer right back, however, but we pick it up with Darius Vines. We mentioned this kid's pretty good. Somehow avoids the sack, rolls out to his right, and finds David Lopez, fights his way down to the 12. Serra, unfortunately, would have to settle for the field goal to make the score 28-17 going into halftime. St. Bonaventure hung tough with one of the best teams in the state, but unfortunately could not make enough stops on defense to pull off the win. Orange Lutheran wins this one by the final score, 54-44. The Serifs end the season at 7-4. Still a pretty good showing for the Serifs to beat out Westlake for second place in the Marmonte League. Reporting live in the studio, Trevor Saffel. Back to you, Mike.
That, my friends, was a big boy football game. The Westlake Warriors received an at-large bid into the Pac-5 Division playoffs with a 7-3 record that included that huge victory against Santa Margarita. But now the Warriors with another big challenge, first-round playoff game at Serra Gardena, the 10th-ranked team in the state. But hey, Westlake struck first. Grant Bunker to Theo Howard on a 4th and 1 and 9-yard touchdown, and then Bunker to my cousin Vinny Corso. Look at that, 71 yards for the score. It's 14-0 Westlake. But then Serra would score 21 straight points to end the half. Khalil Tate to Kobe Smith. It's 21-14 at the break, Serra. And they open the second half with 10 straight points as well. Tate to Diego Williams. Spectacular touchdown here. He's in the end zone, and it's 31-14. Westlake would get another score. Bunker back to Vinny Corso. But Westlake would sleep with the fishes tonight. They lose. Final score 38-20. Tony Henney, first year's head coach at Westlake, finishes 7-4. One more game to get to in the Pac-5 division.
Be the Oaks Christian Lions. They were home to Jordan High School. Those highlights are coming up next.